The heaviest penalty for declining to rule is to be ruled by someone inferior to yourself. I am the wisest man alive, for I know one thing, and that is that I know nothing. Never discourage anyone who continually make progress, no matter how slow. Good people don't need laws to tell them to act responsibly, while bad people will find a way around the laws. If women are expected to do the same work as men, we must teach them the same things. Human behavior flows from three main sources. It means desire, emotions, and knowledge. The madness of love is the greatest of heaven's blessings. The first and best victory is to conquer self. To be conquered by self is, of all things, the most shameful and vile. Who wishes to serve his country must have not only the power to think, but the will to act. Opinion is the medium between knowledge and ignorance. If it were necessary either to do wrong or to suffer it, I should choose to suffer rather than do it. No matter how hard you fight with the darkness, every light casts a shadow, and the closer you get to the light, the shadow becomes the darker. It is our duty to select the best and most dependable theory that human intelligence can supply and use it as a raft to ride the sea of life. A sensible man will remember that the eyes may be confused in two ways, by a change from light to darkness or from darkness to light, and he will recognize that the same thing happened to the soul. States will never be happy until rulers become philosophers or philosophers become rulers. Human nature was originally one, and we were a whole, and the pursuit of whole is called love. For a man to conquer himself is the first and the noblest of all victories. Self-conquest is the greatest of victories. We can easily forget a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of the life is when men are afraid of the light. The word friend is common, but the fact is rare. The perfect state is one where men weep and rejoice over the same things. The creative soul does not create children, but it creates the conception of wisdom and virtue. When a man is out of his depth, whether he has fallen into a little swimming pool or into an ocean, he has to swim all the same. Knowledge, which is acquired under compulsion, obtains no hold on the mind. Self-love is the source of that ignorant conceit of knowledge, which is always doing and never succeeding. You will never come to any harm in the practice of virtue if you are really a good and true man. Wonder is the feeling of philosopher, and the philosophy begins in wonder. Some people are born to get married, have children, and live happily ever after, and other to become philosopher. When a person supposes that he knows and does not know, this appears to be the greatest source of all the errors of intellect. They are always either the master or servant, and never the friend of anybody. The tyrant never tastes of true freedom or friendship. The very good and the very wicked are both quite rare, and that most men are between those extremes. When the modes of music change, the fundamental law of a state always changes with them. You can discover more about a person in an hour of play than in a year of conversation.